Hello everyone. Section 4 of Shiva Puran is called Koti Rudra Samhita and it explains in great details about the 12 Jyotirlingas. Where are they located? What is their significance? How they came into existence? What is the story behind their relevance? And they have really interesting stories and people have strong faith in the abilities and that's why these 12 Jyotirlingas are some of the most popular pilgrimage sites in India. One of the most popular ways of worshipping Lord Shiva is in his ling form, and it is said that all the devotees of Shiva are not capable of traveling to his location in Mount Kailash. So he appeared in different linga forms across the country. And though there are innumerable lingas present across India, these 12 Jyotirlingas are the most revered. It is mentioned in the Shiva Puran that if you recite the names of all these 12 Jyotirlingas, all your negative karma from your past lives would be eliminated. It also mentions that if you are able to physically visit one of these Jyotirlingas, your wishes will be fulfilled. And if you manage to visit all the 12 Jyotirlingas in a lifetime, then you will be eligible to attain moksha. Now let's look at these Jyotirlingas. The first one is in Somnath, and it is one of the most famous of the Jyotirlingas. And it has been destroyed and rebuilt more than 16 times, as it was plundered by several raiders like Mahmud of Ghazni, Alauddin Khilji, and later Aurangzeb. It was one of the most prosperous temples of ancient India, and due to this treasure, it was a target of many of these raids by the foreign invaders. But despite being sacked so many times, it was always rebuilt because of the immense faith and respect people had for it. The next one is Mallikarjun, which is in Andhra Pradesh. This also has a special significance. It is at a site which contains a Jyotirlinga as well as a Shakti Peeth, which is a special religious sites of Parvati. And it is said that when Kartikeya was really angered as Shiva got Ganesh married before him, so he left his house in Mount Kailash and came to a mountain close to this location. Then Shiva and Parvati appeared at this site to appease Kartikeya, and this is the reason why this place has a special relevance for both worshipping Shiva and Parvati. The next one is Mahakaleshwar, which is located in Ujjain. And this is the location where Shiva had appeared in his fearsome Mahakal form to destroy the enemies of King Chandrasekhar, who was an ardent worshipper of Shiva. The next one is Omkareshwar, which is located in Madhya Pradesh. This is located on a small island which is inside Narmada River, and there's also a cave close to this temple where Adi Shankara had met his guru. Next is Vaidyanath. Vaidyanath is located in Jharkhand in a place called Deogarh, and this is the temple where Ravan had did his severe penance to please Shiva. And at the end of his worshipping, he had even chopped off all 10 of his heads and offered it as sacrifice. And this temple is known for its special healing powers, and it is believed that even if people with incurable diseases visit this temple, they can be treated. The next one is Bhima Shankar. This is located very close to Pune in Maharashtra, and this temple is located very close to the source of the river Bhima. And the Maratha ruler Chhatrapati Shivaji had added and enhanced the older structure of the temple. And the origin of this Jyotirlinga is linked to the story of Shiva killing the demon called Tripurasur. The next is Rameshwaram. This is the site where, after the war with Ravan, Ram had come to pray to Shiva to free him from his sins after the war with Ravan and his army. And this temple contains two lingas. One was created by Ram, and another was brought from Kailash by Hanuman. The next is at Dwarka in Gujarat, which is called Nageshwar. It is said that this linga was established by Supriya, who was a ardent devotee of Shiva, and when pleased by his prayers, Shiva appeared there to protect him from the atrocities of a demon called Daruk. The next one is Vishwanath, which is located in Varanasi, and this is located on the bank of river Ganga. And just like Somnath, this temple was also raided, destroyed by many foreign invaders like Mahmud Ghori and Sikandar Lodi. And later, Aurangzeb destroyed this temple and built a mosque on top of it. Later, several Maratha rulers, including Malhar Rao, tried to destroy the mosque and rebuild the temple, but they were not successful. Finally, they built a new temple very close to the place where the original temple was, and the mosque was rebuilt on top of it. And that's where the current location is. Next one is Trimbakeshwar. It gets its name called Trimbakeshwar from the story of its origin, that it has three lingas inside the temple, which are representing Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. It is said that Shiva appeared at this site pleased by the severe penance of sage Gautam, and this temple was famous for the linga being decorated by a huge diamond called Nasak. However, this diamond was looted by the British Army after the Third Anglo-Maratha War. The next is Kedarnath. This is located in Rudraprayag, and this is the northernmost Jyotirlinga. Hence, it is closest to Mount Kailash, which is the home of Lord Shiva. And it is located high up in the mountains, so it's not very easily accessible. And there is a trek of more than 20 kilometers to reach the temple. It is said that Pandavas had constructed this temple after the Mahabharat war to atone for their sins. The last one is Krishneshwar in Aurangabad. And just like Somnath and Vishwanath, this temple was also destroyed several times during the Mughal and Maratha conflict. And the current structure of the temple was reconstructed by the Maratha queen called Ahilyabai Holkar. I hope you like this video, and I'll be making separate videos to cover in detail stories about all these different Jyotirlinga and how they came into existence. Thank you so much. Om Namah Shivaya.